beautiful souls, welcome back to Faith in the Valley with Deechi. I hope that you are well wherever you are in the world. And if you are new here, I share quiet reflections, real stories, poetry, and prayer for women who are walking through their own valleys of recovery and healing. And so today I want to gently share a story. And this is another story of a woman traveling through her own recovery. And today, this story is about a woman called Alana. She's in her late 30s, and her world changed unexpectedly when an injury interrupted her rhythm, her confidence, and her sense of connection. So this is her story, and maybe in some ways it's your story too. Alana was a vibrant, creative woman, full of ambitions and full of exciting plans. She worked in a bustling community of arts, and she loved her daily routines. Early in the morning, she would take her walks, she would journal while enjoying her favourite coffee and having late nights and chats with her friends. But one rainy afternoon, while carrying some office supplies, she slipped across the floor badly, tearing a ligament in her hip. She didn't think much of it at first, until she could barely walk the next day. Her healing journey became slow, painful, and deeply isolating. She had to stop working. Her income paused, and her friendships started to feel distant. Everyone else was moving on with their lives, but Alana felt stuck. Alana was lying on a mattress in her parents' home, wondering why she felt so forgotten in life. Worst of all, she started to wonder if she had been forgotten by God too. But something started shifting within her, especially during those quiet, lonely days. Alana couldn't do much, but what she could do was to pray. She couldn't rush, she couldn't move much, but she could listen to hear God's voice. And it was in those silent, quiet, isolating moments that her relationship with God began to deepen like never before. Not because Alana felt strong, but because she finally allowed herself to be weak and to surrender to God. One scripture that anchored her in these times was taken from Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17, and it says, "For I will restore health to you, and your wounds I will heal, declares the Lord." Another scripture that anchored Alana is taken from Isaiah chapter 46, verse 4. And it says, "Even in your old age and grey hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you." In reflection, friends. Alana's story reminds us that healing is deeply personal. You can be surrounded by people and friends and family and even work colleagues and still feel completely alone in your pain. You can have all the treatments, all the medication, and yet you can still struggle emotionally. Traveling through healing isn't always easy, and it can feel like you're all alone. But the reality is that when you trust in God, you realize that you're not really on your own. Because even in the silence, even in the quietest of moments, especially in the nighttime, I know for me, the night times have been a struggle, especially when the pain just suddenly tears through your body. But to be reminded that God is carrying me and that God is carrying you is such a reassurance. Even in the slow days when grace just flows over you to remind you that you are not traveling through your valley all alone. So if you're in your own season of waiting and healing and recovering, and maybe you're just quietly wrestling with the day-to-day things, then I really want you to know this. You are not forgotten. You are being held by God, and your healing is still happening, no matter how slow it feels. Friends, has Alana's story reminded you of your own journey? I know that for me personally, it has reminded me about my own journey as I travel through recovering from my back injury. And if you resonate with Alana's story in some way, then please leave a heart in the comments below and to share your own thoughts about the journey that you may also be traveling through. I would love to hear from you. And also, don't forget to subscribe for more real stories from women who are going through journeys of recovery and healing like us. And there are poetic reflections every week and also soft encouragement from Faith in the Valley with Deeply. And you are so welcome to explore my poetry and prayer audio bundles and the Healing by Faith prompt journal as well. The link to these resources to help you are in the description below. And also, if you would like me to share your story on your behalf, then I would love to hear from you. You're welcome to reach out to me. My details are in the description below. And so, once again, let me remind you that you are not alone. Don't forget to treat yourself with patience and kindness as you travel through. And finally, may grace meet you exactly where you are. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I really enjoy speaking with you and sharing some encouragement with you. And until the next time, take care.